The city of Las Vegas has plans for a possible new African American museum and cultural arts center.
Yeah, it would be located in the historic Westside, and the city says people there have been largely supportive. But Fox 5's Shauna Kalafi spoke to one community member who has hesitations about the project.
Yes, she says that some people in the community are hesitant just about the approach. They support the overall concept. So this African American Museum and Cultural Center is still in the planning stage, and it would be part of the city's 100 project meant to revitalize the historic West Side. I spoke to both the council member who's heading this project, as well as the executive director of the Harrison House, who's questioning how much the city should be involved. The Harrison House is an organization working to preserve African American culture and history in Las Vegas. Councilman Cedric Creer says the city has the same goal, with plans to possibly open an African American museum and cultural arts center in the historic West Side.
I'm born and raised in our community right in the historic West Side. I want to always try to find ways to bring our culture out, to bring our history out.
Councilman Creer says the community response so far has been overwhelmingly positive.
The community is very excited about it. The opportunities to harness our history and our culture into one centralized spot, into a beautified facility.
But Executive Director of the Harrison House, Catherine Duncan, says some are hesitant about the city's involvement in the project.
What I'm concerned about is that the government wants to do it itself. And we as a community feel like it should be a community-driven project. We've had such a unusual history with our city government that it would be unusual for our government to build a museum about us instead of us being a museum about us with their support.
The city has been asking for community input on this project with meetings and a survey, but Duncan says she'd like to see more city support behind community-driven efforts to celebrate African American culture in Las Vegas.
Gwen Walker from the Walker African American Museum has been struggling for years to build an African American museum. She has land, and the city owns property next to her proposed development, and for some reason the city and the Walker Museum have not been able to come together to help her with her proposed development, even though she has the artifacts.
There's no doubt that there's a room for multiple museums, so it doesn't mean that when you have one you can't have another. We've worked with others that have artifacts that we have worked with them to try to get them to move forward. Hopefully they will move forward because look, the community supports more than one museum, and I think there's a lot to tell.
And the project's website says once this current planning phase is complete and construction begins, a museum could be open within 5 to 10 years, but still the city has not chosen a location for that building. John and Jacqueline.